I was just looking for a bandaid, but I found so much more. I found something that would bring me excitement, but then a little bit later, regret. Last week, my older daughter and I had taken a few days of a road trip to Virginia to visit some colleges that she's interested in. And the socks I was wearing while we were touring the first school had worn a blister on the back of my heel. Well, I didn't want to wear my sandals when we toured the second school, and so I was trying to find a band-aid so I could, so I could wear my tennis shoes comfortably for that second visit. I looked everywhere. I looked in my train case. I looked in my makeup bag. I looked in my backpack, and I didn't find a band-aid. But what I did find was something that made me so excited, but then so sad and regretful. See, about 20 years or so ago, I was working as a chaplain intern at a major medical center here in North Carolina. And the morning of my scheduled on-call shift, a patient had died. And the chaplain who I was relieving let me know and said the family's coming up from Wilmington with their pastor, and decedent care knows what's going on, and they're going to set everything up. You just need to be there. And I was like, cool deal. So in the middle of my morning rounds, I got the page from decedent care to let me know the family had arrived and where she was setting up the body for them to say their initial goodbyes. I met the pastor, I met the family, and over the course of about the next hour or so, the pastor, Pastor Annie, took the older half of the family while I ministered to the younger half. Now, I didn't live anywhere near Wilmington. I had never met Pastor Annie before in my life. And so you can imagine my surprise when, as we were wrapping up and they were getting ready to leave, she looked at me with her hands on my shoulders and said, "Let me tell you what the Holy Spirit revealed to me about you." And I don't know about you, but when someone I don't know says, "I got a word from the Holy Spirit for you," I'm going to listen. Like, in fact, every atom of my body was listening, full alert. And she said, "The Lord is not done with you in this place, and you will go farther." And we hugged, and they left. And I tell you, I couldn't do anything. I was a state of awe. I went back to the chaplain on-call room where we slept and just sat on the bed and sat with that for about 30 minutes or so. Thankfully, the pagers were quiet. And, I finally had to finish my rounds, but it made such an impact in my life. And of course, her words were prophetic and true. The Spirit never lies. The Lord was not done with me in that place. Well, in the midst of looking for this Band-Aid last week, I found her business card. I had looked everywhere for this business card, especially as we moved toward Wilmington. And I was excited. I was just like, wow, I'm here, I'm in this area, and I can call her and say, "Hey, I got to tell you what impact your words and your allowing yourself to be used by the Holy Spirit had on my life. This was incredible." But I had looked in every single purse I owned. I had looked in all my bags. I had looked in the Eelskin portfolio bag I used to carry my laptop in when I worked as a hospice chaplain. I looked everywhere, and I found it in my Samsonite laptop backpack. This backpack had gone to school with me every day when I was in divinity school. This laptop bag had gone with me every day of the week pre-COVID when my older daughter was dual enrolled at our local community college, and I was taking our school stuff for my younger daughter, and as well as my computer. I had used this bag so much, and the whole time, Pastor Annie's business card was sitting in that bag. Man, I don't know if you can imagine how excited I was. It's like, I finally found it. I finally found it. And so I pull up my computer and I start Googling. I Google the name of the daycare that she was running at the time that was on her business card, and I couldn't find it. And so I did a name search. I got luckier, I guess. What I found, I was hoping to find maybe a Facebook page or a LinkedIn profile or an Instagram account or something. And instead I found a 6.5-year-old obituary. Pastor Annie had died in January 2015. And so I never got the opportunity to tell her what impact her words had on me and how the Spirit truly was using her. So a search for a bandaid led to something really great and also something kind of sad. So apparently she lived an amazing life, and I wasn't the only one she touched. And so my hope is that my Pastor Annie George's memory be eternal,